The cold steel of the conference table felt like a grounding rod. I focused on it. Not on Eliza, my wife's sister, standing at the head, her posture a parody of command. Not on the 9 other faces, the board members, all investors, all men who'd once called me a visionary. I was waiting for the words. They came, delivered with the practiced, porcelain smile of a predator who thinks they've already won. "Mark," Eliza began, her voice a thin, corporate veneer over a lifetime of petty envy. "After this quarter's review, the board and I have had to reassess your position. Your value has been reassessed to 0. The silence that followed wasn't heavy, it was surgical. I didn't flinch. Inside, the sound was that of a glass house shattering, but externally, I was granite. This wasn't a shock. It was the final, predictable movement of a symphony I'd already heard rehearsed in the quiet hours of my own home. My gaze drifted to the framed photo of my wife, Sarah, on my now empty desk. Her smile, once my warmth, was now just evidence. This wasn't about the numbers, it was personal. This whole company, this whole life, built from a seed of an idea into a multi-million-dollar reality, it was meant to be ours, mine and Sarah's. But in the last 6 months, the air had grown thick with unspoken lies. Late nights I spent poding, she spent somewhere else. Her phone, once left open on the counter, now clung to her like a secret. A new, nervous energy pulsed under her skin. She had stopped meeting my eyes. The final piece clicked into place 2 weeks ago. A forgotten gym bag in the trunk. It wasn't hers. It was too large, too worn. Inside, a hotel key card, not for a local chain. I pocketed it. I didn't ask. I didn't yell. That's how amateurs operate. I just ran the key card. The database was a simple hack. I found the log. Room 403. Used 14 times in 2 months. My name wasn't on the reservation. The other name was familiar. Too familiar. It was Daniel, the lead investor's representative, the one who brought Eliza onto the board, the one who now sat 3 seats down, avoiding my eyes with the rigid focus of a man caught in a spotlight. That's when I understood. It wasn't just Sarah, it was the company, the shares, the control. Eliza wasn't doing this for herself, she was doing it for them. A hostile takeover wrapped in a wedding vow. I spent the next week quietly auditing everything. Not the company's financials, those were clean. Mine. I focused on the initial funding covenant, the contract I wrote, the one I insisted on before a single dollar was wired. The clause I buried so deep no one but a corporate lawyer would ever read it. The Founder Protection Clause. My insurance policy against betrayal. As Eliza finished her smug monologue, the door burst open. Robert, the lead investor, Daniel's father, a man who treated my company like his 5th child, flew in, his face crimson. "You fired who? Eliza, what in God's name is happening here?" He didn't wait for an answer. He saw the cold finality on my face, the strange calm of a man who's already won. Before anyone could speak, another man entered, Mr. Henderson, the lead investor's chief auditor, a quiet, terrifying man I'd met once. Henderson didn't look at me. He didn't look at Robert. He looked at the board. He pulled a single, aged document from a briefcase and slid it across the table. His finger landed on a paragraph. Article 4, Section 3, Subsection B, he stated, his voice barely a whisper, yet it drowned out all noise. The Founder Protection Covenant. In the event the founder, Mark Harrison, is removed from his position without cause, his Class A shares revert to him, and the lead investor group incurs an immediate, non-negotiable penalty equal to 45% of the total valuation. He pointed to my name, underlined in red ink. That's $45 million as of this morning's valuation. He looked up, his eyes sweeping across the stunned, ashen faces of Eliza and the board. He paused, letting the number sink into the thick, panicked air. Then he looked straight at Eliza, his voice deadly quiet. "Do you have the 45M penalty, or should we just take the keys?" Eliza's composure evaporated into a desperate, silent scream. Her eyes darted from Daniel, who was now just a terrified boy, to the document, to me. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. She saw it then, the trap. My calm was the weapon. I stood up. No rage, no dramatic exit. I was simply done. I looked at the photo of Sarah one last time. The betrayal hadn't broken me, it had merely clarified my vision. They took the company, so I took the foundation. I took the future. The $45 million penalty was my price, my silence, my freedom. I walked out, leaving the chaos behind me. The noise of their panicked whispers faded with every step. I didn't feel relief or joy or vindication, just the cold, sharp clarity of a problem solved. The real Zero was no longer my value. It was the space she now occupied in my world. Irrelevant. Gone.